I hope this video reaches the people it needs to reach. It's gonna be tough, but I want to tell my story, and if I help even one person with their journey in their lives and dealing with this, then I feel like this video was worth it. I wish I always saw myself as enough. And I don't know where along the lines I looked into the mirror and I thought I wasn't enough. But something happened. I don't know if I was 16, 17, 18, shortly after losing my father. But I looked in the mirror and I didn't feel like I was enough. And I turned to using PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, steroids. And I started when I was 18, and if I could go back in time and tell my younger self not to inject yourself, I would, because I never needed it. I never needed to change, and I was enough. And if you're a young man and you are dabbling in all of this, because the influences are higher than ever with social media and everything coming at you. I don't know how you almost don't at this point, especially if you're into fitness and bodybuilding and you're a young 17, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 21-year-old, 22-year-old, and you're seeing social media and you're seeing all these physiques and you already are a bit insecure in yourself. That it's a problem. It's a massive, massive problem. I don't believe, in my humble opinion, we need it as a young man. And so many young men are doing it. I abused from 18 to about 29, 30 years old. I first started doing PEDs in high school. I'll never forget. I'll tell you a quick story. I wasn't feeling like enough, and I was training hard, and social media was coming about, and I was insecure, and I don't know what I wanted. Maybe I wanted attention. Maybe I wanted to be seen. I had just lost my father at the time, and I just wanted more. You know, I wanted instant gratification, and I wanted more. I remember I went into a supplement shop, and I said, "Hey, I want to get big." You know, it was like a local supplement shop, and the man handed me a bottle of, at the time I didn't know what it was, but it was pro hormones. Keep in mind, I'm in high school. I'm a senior. Sports season is over. I'm getting ready to graduate, and I go home and I start taking them, and I kind of just lock in with the gym. I kind of get my diet, what I thought at the time was a good diet, and I train hard for a few weeks, and I just lock in. I don't talk to any of my friends, and I kind of just go into hermit mode, and I continue taking these pills. I think it was like 6 a day, you know. And one of my friends one time, after a few weeks of me doing this, he came over and he opened the door, and I had my shirt off, and he saw me, and I'll never forget the look he had on his face when he saw one of his best friends completely change, because I was on oral steroids. I was on pro hormones, and he hadn't seen me in 3 weeks. And I've been eating right, and I took this, and they always say your first cycle is your best cycle. It definitely was for me. You know, I was already genetically gifted. I was always muscular and lean and in shape and athletic. I was an athlete in the #1 athlete in my high school. I never needed any of this, right? It's so crazy looking back thinking why I did it and trying to uncover and unpack all this. But the look in his eyes and seeing his mouth drop, at the time, I remember I loved it because I was like, wow, look how my friend is reacting to the change in my physique. And from there, I think I was just hooked. I think I was hooked. It is an incredible feeling, and I'm not telling, do not do this. I'm not telling you to do PEDs whatsoever. That is not what this video is about. But I would be lying to you if I said it wasn't an incredible feeling, getting stronger and getting bigger and more muscular at a very rapid pace, at a very unnatural pace. So I abused for the last 10 years, and obviously I've been switching to more hardcore stuff. I've done bodybuilding shows, I've coached people, and I've come on and off a few times, and I never sat back and soaked in who I really was when I was off, who I really was when I was on. I never realized how much abusing PEDs affected my relationships with my mother, with my ex-girlfriends, with my friends. It's destroyed a lot of relationships for me. I didn't have a lot of guidance doing all this stuff. And I guess the biggest thing is it just, and I'm speaking from my experience as a 31-year-old, when you're 40, 50 and the time has come and maybe, you need to see a doctor and you do need some medical help. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking off of my experience and all the young men I see abusing PEDs and how it's becoming more of an epidemic. For a living, I talk about bodybuilding. I cover the sport of men's physique. I'm very grateful to be able to do that, but I've been doing that for 6 years, and I've been using for the past 6 years. I've been off for almost 3 months now, and I'll get into that in a second. But for me, it was very hard to talk about all these amazing physiques on a daily basis and make money from it. And I'm talking to these guys and they look amazing. Well, I want to look like that. How can I talk about all this stuff? Like, who am I? It's almost like if I don't look like them, if I don't look enhanced, if I don't look crazy, it's almost like I'm not an authoritative figure in the space. So that's also why I kept doing it. I posted on my Instagram the other day, and I'll pull it up here. I've been off PEDs for like 60 days. I posted it, and it's crazy the comments I get, and it just tells me how many people are being lied to, how many people think this stuff is normal. I get comments like, "Are you off of it?" Like, but just test, right? Like you're just running tests. When you say you're off of everything, you're at least just doing testosterone. I'm like, no, maybe you guys have heard that, but no, I'm off of everything. My last pen was over 60 days ago. But the reason I'm making this video is because whenever I make a post like that, and I have a decent following, about 40,000 followers, I always get at least 10 guys in my DMs minimum and say, "Bro, I've been trying to get off for the past year or two. How are you feeling?" Or, "Man, I wish I could get off, but I'm just scared to. I don't know who I am without the oil." And I can't imagine how many other guys see these posts that I make with me showing the transformation of me on versus off and how I'm doing emotionally. I talk about it. How many of them see these posts, internalize it, think about it, want to ask me, want to slip in my DMs, but maybe don't because they're ashamed, maybe don't because they don't think they should. I know there are so many young men out there under the age of 30 who are struggling deeply with abusing performance enhancing drugs because I was one of them. And I'm still on my journey. I'm only 60 days clean. But the biggest reason why I'm coming off, yes, because of health reasons and This video isn't about getting into what were you taking, TRT, and how much, and were you doing cycle. It's not, this video is not about that. It's about just when I'm off of that stuff, when you're off of that stuff, you're actually naturally and authentically who you're supposed to be. When I'm off of that stuff, I'm the real Hart. I'm the natural Hart. And I missed him. I missed the calm, casual Hart. And when I abuse that stuff, when I take things that I don't need and put it in my body because I'm influenced by what I see on social media, I'm influenced by what my friends look like, I'm influenced by all these things, and I abuse my health, I abuse my spirit, I think it only hurts me. It's only doing me harm. Externally, sure, I look great and my ego is stroked and it's amazing and I'm strong. But other than that, I don't need it. I missed this person. And my relationships with my mother have never been better. The amount of patience and calmness, I forgot I was this person. And I feel like I haven't been this person since over 10 years ago. Yet I chose to abuse these drugs because it made me feel a certain way about myself. It patched the hole with a Band-Aid, but the hole was always still there. I need to sit in the hole. I need to naturally sit in the hole and let that natural scar tissue and cells come back and heal that thing. And that's what I feel like I'm doing. It's just not you. And there's so much beauty in just aging and being natural. And I don't want you guys to think this video is a flex. Guys, I get it, and I understand why we take PEDs. There's so many different reasons. But for the guys that truly don't need it, which are majority of men, even 40 and 50-year-olds, I just, and I don't want to get into details. This is not what this video is about, but I do believe with proper recovery, sleep, with proper nutrition, when you're eating healthy and how you should be eating, and you're not eating junk food and you're eating the right amounts of food and healthy, clean, nutrient-dense food. Again, sleep is massive, and you're still training and working out hard. You're doing your cardio. You're training hard just as if you were when you're on the stuff, on the gear, on the sauce. Then the sauce is already in you. Like, we already have the sauce in us. We already have the sauce in us. We don't need any more sauce. It's hard to... It's easier if you're not feeling well, if you're overweight, if you're feeling depressed, if your libido is low, to go and hop on the needle and do the gear, because you get a quick fix and you're feeling better. It's a lot harder to do the things I just said with the sleep and the nutrition and the training and mentally and emotionally believing in yourself that you can feel better. And I'm living proof that you can. I've never felt better in my life. I'm still muscular. I'm still strong. Sure, I'm not super Hart, right? I'm not super physiological Hart, but I'm right there. I still train hard. I've dropped maybe 5-10 pounds. And again, I don't want to, this video isn't about getting into the details of how much and how long and all this stuff. I've been coming on and off for longer periods of time before, but this is where I'm taking a stand. And this is where I want to help a lot of men out there who may be struggling with this. You are enough. There's so much, it's this epidemic of gear abuse by young men. It stems from such a deeper place, but we all share this lack of who we are. And somewhere along the road, we told ourselves, based off these external influences, that we aren't enough. And taking this stuff is going to get us to where we need to be. I want everyone to know I am not knocking people who use. I was the biggest user out there, and majority of the time I get it. I 100% get it. But there's no better feeling, and this is not a flex. Please don't take this as a flex, guys. There's no better feeling waking up knowing I don't have to put some random or some prescribed stuff from the outside world inside of me to feel like myself, to feel good, to be happy, to be confident. You are enough, and the sauce is already inside of you. I can make videos later on about what I do and, steps that can help you coming off. All that stuff is great, but you need to understand, if you're a young man and you've ever had these thoughts, which I know you have, please come off and become your natural self. There's no better feeling than just being who you are. Who you are is enough. And when you come off, it is going to be hard. Mentally, it's the hardest. Emotionally, it's the hardest. 99% people ask me when I posted this, hard. Was it hard? How are you feeling? I was like, physically, I'm fine. I know how to train hard still. I know how to eat right for my health and take some over-the-counter subs, whatever it may be. I know how to get 7-8 hours of sleep. I know how to do all those things. But when you abuse for so long, I tell people all the time, I look in the mirror, and while everyone else tells me how ripped and jacked I am, I still don't see myself as enough physically. And that makes me feel like I'm not enough as a whole. Almost as a person, because I don't externally look like enough. I don't look like that old big steroid heart. It makes me feel like I'm not enough. I'm still battling this. I've not completely overcame these emotions and these feelings because I abused so long, because I have these images of my mind of how amazing I used to look, but it wasn't me. It truly wasn't me. This is me. 70, 80 days off. This is me. I wouldn't even be talking like this if I was on. I love you guys a lot. Please put some comments down if there's anything you're going through and I can help. If anyone's battling with this, but this is kind of my story, and I'll make some more videos down the road talking more about it. But I believe in you. If you have this gut feeling that you shouldn't be doing this, or maybe you're thinking about doing it, I'm letting you know as your big bro. I don't care how old you are. If you're older than me, I'm letting you know as your big bro, you are enough as your natural self, and there's nothing more beautiful than living as your natural, true self. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.